Hi guys, this is episode 4. I hope you will love it. We'll be talking about call to create. Hinayo, himtapenda.
Niajima guys, my name is Luvai Mike. I'm an artist, a creative, the founder of Worship and Paint, and I'll be on today's episode called to Create. So I hope to see you there. Oh, I hope to see you there. Na mimi hata sitakuwa naona. Bra. Okay, I hope usikie ndio ibambe. I mean, who wouldn't want to listen to anything creative? Sindio? Ama just shallow. So yeah, thank you so much guys. Worship and Paint is an organization that curates events and experiences that foster healing, as I've said, and restoration through art. So we infuse faith and creativity to just give a warm kind of space and an expressive space for everyone who's coming in. If I'm a TikToker and all that stuff, I can infuse storytelling in a way yenye jamaa hata atajua na kuletea the gospel side. Unaona, if I'm an Instagram, a videographer and all that stuff, I don't necessarily have to have John 3:16 on my on like my video so that it can be known that I'm Christian and I'm spreading the word. I think focusing on the impact rather than whatever guys are saying on the side, you know, because I think it also gives you that kasaiki ya kuwa faithful na your calling.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
How are you feeling today?
Nico Freshy. I am good. I'm great.
Karibu to the base. Karibu to make it easy.
Thank you so much.
How does it feel? Nasikiaje?
One beautiful set. Two.
Thank you. Thanks to Dan.
Yeah, shout out to Dan. Sijui kitu ingine yenye nitaongeza hapo. Nasikia tu fiti nasikia fiti but nimetense kiasi but ni sawa.
Hapa zero pressure. Hapa tunanga pressure. Zero pressure. Breathe in, breathe out. Zero pressure. So before we start, our conversation today will be titled Call to Create. But before we start, we have some few icebreaker questions that I want you to answer.
Awesome.
Are you ready?
Nico ready.
Sawa. What is the weirdest place you've had an inspiration for a creative idea? Wimbo imekuja ukiwa wapi ama an idea for a painting ama
I don't know. I don't know if we as creatives can term anything weird.
You call like this is the opportune time.
Kwa toilet, I'd say ukikaa to like idea to inakam. So I think that's the weirdest place I'd say.
I think nilikuwa tu na guess labda hiyo.
Yeah, because there's no other place that's weird. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2, if you could instantly master any skill, what will it be and why?
Skill. Do we have like choices or just?
No, any random.
Wow. Aki there's so much online. Aki
Top one.
Unajua ukiulizanga watu wanafikiria sana hizi swali.
Unashanga sasa how can you pick a best baby? You cannot have a favorite baby.
The number 1 skill I'd say PR. I don't know why, but I remember like nimesikia hiyo jana nikaenda alafu nikasema this is such a nice skill, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think for me it would be coding. It sounds very interesting. Plus, like I've been seeing that even watu wadogo see they are learning this thing.
Excuse me, wanoma.
Hey.
Don't joke.
Kasema, hey, I think this is something I would like to learn. This is a skill I like to master.
That's good.
All right, number 3. If you could time travel, would you prefer to go to the past or the future?
Neither of the above.
Why?
I think I don't want to
live in the moment.
Yeah, I just want to live in the moment.
If you were to pick, how would
maybe future, because why do you
want to
narudi nyuma kudu?
So one of the mistakes, if you like the good thing is that if you go the past, you can fix the mistakes that you made.
I don't want to fix them.
You don't want to fix?
I think I'm okay.
You're okay.
I think I'm
content. Content. Okay. We are even me future. All right, number 4. If you could do any job in the world for 1 week, what will it be?
Wow.
And not what, other than like what you do.
For a day? I'm for a
No,
week.
for a week, for a week.
For a week. I think I'd want to be a cleaner at Google.
That's quite specific, mbona?
Juu niliona Google offices ukafiti. Na unajua ukifanya kazi utaenjoy sana. So heri usikue na kazi sana. You can enjoy the bikes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Me, I like to be the president.
For a week? Sidhani utafikisha 20. Utafikisha 24? 24 hours?
Just 1 week. 1 week. But kuna option ya
Lakini najua
kuset.
naweza fikisha 12.
Naweza fikisha 12. Umeniaminia?
No,
12 hours.
Unaweza.
President for 12 hours.
Unaweza.
All right, the last one. What is one thing you can talk about for hours without getting bored?
I think you already know.
Music.
Art.
Arts.
Yeah, anything art. Yeah.
For me, I've been reading the book of Nehemiah.
Oh. Si ungesema nikuje na Biblia surely.
Where's your Bible? Unafaa utoke hapa sai. Go for your Bible. But anyway, I've been studying the book of Nehemiah, and I just love the story about Nehemiah and him building. I think hiyo ni story naweza kachini nipatiane hiyo story vizuri. Like I've really internalized it and wanted to understand it very, very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tunakwanga deep hapa. Tuko deep.
Hey, wacha tu.
We are very deep.
Yeah.
So we are done with the icebreaker questions. Now we'll get right into it. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So called to create. As a creative, this is of course something that, this is a conversation that is intriguing to you, and I cannot wait to hear your insights on it. So when did you first realize that creativity was your calling, or you are called to be a creative?
Okay, that's a good question. I think I'd say creativity has always been a part of me. But I majorly dived into it when I was like 12. So I've done it for like 12 years now. Okay, yeah. And guys, nimesahau kitu nilikuwa nitasema. Oh my gosh.
Inakubalika. Zero pressure. Hii set hatunanga pressure. Zero pressure. Was it like, and ulifika a certain age you feel like this is something that inabamba, ama like grow up to this was something that was I love it.
I think when I got the chance to experience art being a place where I can pour out my feelings and emotions, and I can actually receive healing, I was like, it's like I've received the good news, and I'm like, this is an experience I'd want everyone else to feel and, you know, to just interact with. So, yeah, I hope
I love that answer, that it's a place that you can get to experience, what have you said? Healing, restoration, and that now brings in the aspect that, you know, you acknowledge that God is the one who has given you these gifts.
Yeah.
So, as a creative, how do you think we can serve God with our creative gifts, with our talents outside church? Ama lazima tu tukue tu hapo church on Sunday to serve ndio tukue tume accomplish our purpose, ama can we do it outside church?
I think one thing that I've come to learn is that even by starting Worship and Paint, my gift...
Tell us about Worship and Paint kwanza. What's
up.
Worship and Paint?
Worship and Paint is an organization that curates events and experiences that foster healing, as I've said, and restoration through art. So we infuse faith and creativity to just give a warm kind of space and an expressive space for everyone who's coming in. And I think one of the things that I'd say kind of led me to even that is I realized that as harsh as it may sound, and maybe something that we may not want to hear, is that the church isn't the only place like I can
can use your
exercise
gifts,
my
yeah.
gifts and talents. Also, we are really, like, most of the times we're really constricted to some of the, let's say, departments in church and whatnot, and you just feel so,
This is not letting out your creativity.
yeah, sambona nasalimia mtu in the morning, like,
Where ushers ni important.
we love you, ushers.
Love you, ushers.
Yeah, but yeah, I just want a space to express. And
So I'm a young person who
Yeah.
has discovered that, and this is a creative gift I have.
yeah.
How can I use it past church? Or will it feel like, how will I use it outside church and not feel like I'm conforming to the outside world? Because now unajua unaweza enda huku nje na hizi creative gifts zako, and then people will be like, this is in fact very important hapa, wachana na church.
Yeah.
So how do you stay grounded? What is there, like, anything that you have done or something that you know that can work or has worked?
One thing is being intentional with where you plant your creativity. If you're someone who does graphics and film and media, be intentional with that space. Be intentional with Instagram and TikTok and whatnot. And one thing that I think I've come to learn, because I've been really kind of finding it hard to, let's say now, balance the faith aspect and also balance this part where you're like, I'm creative, I really need this freedom to think and explore.
Plus you feel like kwa Christianity ko a bit constrained.
Unasikia so constrained because you're like, I think there's so many walls and whatnot. But number one thing yenye imenisaidia sana kukaa true ni one, there's been authenticity in this art. If I'm making sense.
What does authenticity look like? Is it like showing people who you really are? Okay. What does it look like in your view?
It's when my faith and my creativity aren't defined as two different things. My faith and my creativity flow together. It's like I can't separate the two.
Wezi sema saizi mimi ni Christian, let's pray, let's have a Bible study. And
Msanii,
then saizi nakuja sasa
you know, and it comes from like taking time to spend na God to kusema tu kweli, because for it to overflow enyewe and for it not to have
difference. So it is possible to be a creative and serve outside church, yeah?
It's very possible.
How can
very,
you do
very
it?
possible.
How do you, if, for example, I'm a creative, I love I'm a designer. I'm a designer. This is a creative gift I have. How can I use it outside church? Do I go in organizations that saying, hey, mnataka designer? And because sometimes it feels like kuna so much limitation put to creatives who are faith-based, who are like bringing the Christian aspect in line. So how do you overcome challenges where you feel like, guy, and you're not feeling kama hii place ya God hai bambi. Hata si hata kubamba, it's not giving. Like, it's not, I need money, I need this, and serving as a Christian creative is not paying. What do you do in such a situation?
You've asked like 3 questions in that. Ya kwanza ni gani? How can me as msanii mwenye ako church, how can I?
Kwanza tuanze na wewe mwenye uko church. How do you show your gifts? Where do you find a place to plug? How do you do it? Because sometimes it feels like churches are, how do I say this? As time in a change, different creative gifts come up. So like una feel kama hii gift yangu haiko accepted church. Like saizi they only need ushers, they only need people in praise and worship, they only need watu wa media. Mimi for example, I can draw paintings in church. I can do certain things that are serving. Plus Bible inasema with every gift that you have, use it to serve the Lord.
That's
so
true.
What do I do? Hii church yangu hai accept hizi vitu. How do I do?
I think I'll just go back to even one of the things I said. My gift isn't really limited to a church setting. My gift is a tool for outreach. Nasikia vile. My gift, like treating my gift as a tool for outreach, treating my gift as a tool ya storytelling and stuff like that. And church, yes, inaweza kosa hii platform, but as long as I'm staying true to my faith as the artist, najua naweza tembea hapa nje, if I'm a TikToker and all that stuff, I can infuse storytelling in a way yenye jamaa hata atajua na kuletea the gospel sahi. Unaona, if I'm an Instagram, a videographer and all that stuff, I don't necessarily have to have John 3:16 on my on like my video so that it can be known that I'm Christian and I'm spreading the word. I think even as we are intentional with like planting our creativity in these different platforms, I think it also comes with the fear of being unconventional or it being like something that, because mse anashanga, painting kweli unasema uni Jesus ama, and it's abstract. Unaweza pata mtu amefanya like and the guy is like, I want to, you know, glorify God with what I'm doing and stuff like that, but the church really isn't doing it. Go out there and tell this story, your art through different platforms while still staying true to your faith. Yeah.
I love what you've said. And inanikumbusha verse inasema they will know you by your fruits. So meaning this person that you are in church, ukienda huku nje, si lazima, you don't have to conform to hizi patterns zingine. If there's no space for you in church, is that a good statement to say?
Be in the world but not of the world.
Of the world. I love that. I love that. Have you ever felt like your gifts haziko accepted? Like una feel like, wow, you guys hamnielewi kenye nasema, hamnielewi.
There's definitely been a lot of that. I think even when we were starting Worship and Paint.
How long has Worship and Paint been in existence?
Like since 2022, so that's like 3 years now.
3 years now,
we've done like 9-10 events.
Oh, 9 events. Hey, kudos to you.
We thank the Lord.
9-10.
We thank the Lord.
Hey,
we thank the Lord. But there's always going to be pushback when faith is involved. That's one thing. I think one thing that has helped me kind of stay focused and not necessarily like take into account these criticisms in account is focusing on the impact rather than whatever guys are saying on the side, you know, because I think it also gives you that kasaiki ya kuwa faithful na your calling when you focus more so on the bigger picture and you're like utasema kenye utasema but kesho there's someone who will be saved because of something that I'm doing.
The goal is to win souls.
The goal is to win souls, bro. The goal is to win souls.
If you focus on that, every other thing should be like...
Yeah.
Have you ever feel stuck creatively? Like una feel worse in ideas, well, like, there's no song coming out.
What? Yeah.
How did you move past that block?
Okay. Kusema ukweli, for artists, I don't think, but it's a different story for everyone. Creativity isn't always necessarily flowing.
True.
Each and every day, like I'm sleeping and just so it's not always flowing, and that's okay. I mean, it's okay to be in that space where you're like, I don't know. So what I do, I just take a step back and chill. I take a step back and relax. Kama jana, I can testify.
Testify.
I had a real creative block because I was trying to paint something and I'm like, I don't know what I want to paint. So I sat down and I watched a movie. Nikaamka hivi.
Ideas enough.
I'm telling you, at least I got a chance to like start from somewhere. So there's inspiration all over. There's the trees, there's water, there's,
I think what I'm getting is know when you need to take a break.
That's so true.
Because as creatives, well, I'm also a creative, guys.
Come on. Come on.
I'm also a creative, and sometimes like even crafting the the episodes,
Yeah.
the conversations, writing, the book. Like sometimes when I feel like guy, anyway, sina kitu ya kwa imeisha.
Yeah.
So I think what helps me is that I stop. Nawacha kwanza I do another thing. Like I get my mind off it. Because sometimes pia inakuja out of you staying in that place for like
That's so true.
5 hours, 6 hours. Your mind gets blocked. So find something else to like get your attention out of it and maybe utapata inspiration tena, right?
Yeah, and I think it's also okay to surround ourselves with community. Yeah, creative.
How important is it? The
It
importance
is
of having
so
community.
important to have a community around you. A community ya watu, or the guys that believe the same thing that you believe, guys that are, you know, founded with the same values that you have. So when it even comes to this place where you're getting like uko na block or jufikiri and stuff like that, just spending time with these guys will quickly kind of inspire you. Yeah.
I love it. Have you ever felt doubtful or imposter syndrome? Utakwambia Luvai, hii ni painting gani? Hii nani atataka kuona? What is this?
Wow.
Ever felt?
Mara mingi sana. And I'll go back to worship and paint. To be honest, the first time I thought of this idea and kind of vocalized it, the people who got to hear it first didn't necessarily.
Lakini yeye anasema ati worship and pray. We know of sip and pray.
Yeah, and you know,
What
like there's that. Yeah, it's good. Like
it's giving.
mtu anakwambia, you know, it's good and stuff like that. But you know, there's like an underlying sense of doubt. But I really thank the Holy Spirit for always reminding me that it's God who's called me. You know, I don't necessarily have to be the best. I just have to be faithful.
You don't have to be.
I don't have to be the best.
But I don't know who I had say this, that we are not called to be the best. We're just called to be faithful.
Just be faithful.
Just be faithful in that little thing, in that big thing.
Exactly.
God will eventually uplift you.
Exactly.
Tukikaribia kumalizia. Last
Tukikaribia.
question. As a creative, what are some of the ways that one can maximize their gift in church? Because pia tunasema twende outside here. It's not a must to be confined in this church. You know, we can show our creativity to the outside world. Because pia our watu wako hapa outside no wanahitaji kujua more about, you know, the Christ that we are preaching about. But how I want to serve the church, I want to use my gifts in church. How do I do that?
I think one thing that really helps even guys to kind of pioneer stuff or even just do stuff kwa church, be proactive. Don't wait to be called. Don't wait to be invited. Yes, be a disruptor, guys. We are literally like kazi tumeitiwa si ile ati tunapanga line. Unaambiwa, you come piga picha. Next mwenye ako na kamera hiyo next come. Piga kabisa. No, be proactive. Enda upige picha ya preachers and whatnot. Go outside if you want to paint the whole structure. Paint that, okay, not the building itself. No, you can. Depending ni chachi gani. Ni chachi gani. But, you know, like be proactive. Usingoje kuitwa. Wewe ufanye. And if there's no space here, wewe hata kusimama na kufanya, then I don't think you're in the right place.
Hey, put that on a t-shirt. If there's no space for you, go repeat that statement.
If there's no space for you to actively use these gifts, actively use your talents and stuff like that, and you feel like this place in an inyonga, then that's not the, you're in the wrong place.
And that is also important to identify if sometimes labda season yako kwa hiyo kuisha. So let's not be rigid, like God is calling you to grow into different spaces, and if you feel like this is not God's plan for you this season, God actually speaks. God will tell you
that's true.
Talk, like God
I want to do imagine and
God
stuff
like
you
that. Move. I have a great
go and grow. You know, you've already gained the skills that you are gaining here. So pick a lap.
Go to another space that I'm going into.
And learn kwingine, and showcase kwingine, stuff like that. Yeah.
As we finish up, what is an advice that you give to a creative who is feeling like nothing is stuck in that yes, I know this is my gift, this is my talent, this is what I'm called to do, but sina space. Sijui nianze wapi. Mimi sina worship and praise, mimi sina podcast, but mimi najua niko gifted in this certain creative area. Where do I start?
Wow, that's a good question. I think first and foremost, I'd say you can do take some of these 5 steps.
5 steps. To identify what to do.
But one, and this one I can just give from a perspective of being a child of God. First, just run back to the Father. Step 1, run back to Him with what you have. If it's that dancing talent, if it's that acting talent, if it's that najua tu kuongea, sijui nitaongea wapi, run back to Him, mwambie, Lord, I've surrendered this to you. Number 2, now start seeking ways in which you can be proactive with what you have. Not even necessarily in the church, but I believe like if you're a creative, kama hakuna creative block. Yeah, like you'll definitely have these moments where you're like, ay, by then, ama nifanye, and then you're like, I'm too scared, ama wase watanionaje and stuff like that. Man, say just be bold with that gift, I'm telling you. Be bold with that gift, be bold with that talent. Wase watabonga, nitapata 0 views day 1. But sinime pursue. I've started, I've gone. Yeah, sikai too, I'm not complaining, I'm not saying sina space and stuff like that. Go create that space because God amekupa hiyo power. I really love using this analogy and something that God Himself has done, which is creating. And where was I heading with this? Which is creating. And I believe Him making us in His image and His likeness. I believe we have, even if it's not to the highest degree, but we have a concentration of what it means to create something.
We are co-creators. The Bible says we are co-creators with God. Exactly. So if He did it, we can do it.
Because alisema, you'll do greater things
than I did. Yeah. I think I love that. We are co-creators with God. I think that is one thing that I'd like everyone to get by the time you listen to this episode.
Yeah.
We are called to co-create with God, and if God alituambia you do greater things. So in any space that you find yourself, you are suitable
For that.
Thank you for that place.
Yeah.
So that was our time today. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bringing in your expertise in creativity, and I hope that we've gotten to learn a thing or two. I have learned something. And
Me too.
Have you learned something?
Me, I've learned something.
That's what we're here for. That was our time for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. See you next Friday. Subscribe. Bye.